we're starting with. I'm not going to show you the other side because it's going to be a ta-da when we're finished. But this is what we're starting with. So I left the back so we can play with this today. Oops, the back and one of the sides so we can play around with this. But yes, it is a fabulous chair, but really not so fabulous as far as the fabric.
The fabric is like really bad.
Yeah.
Ravelings all over it.
Ravelings? Ravlins.
Ravlins all over it.
Okay, step number 1. Spray your piece with, look, I even made a label all over it. 80% water, 20% fabric softener. You want to spray the piece with that before you start painting, partially because it will soften the fabric a little bit, and partially because you don't ever want to have to say to anyone who says, oh my goodness, you painted that? And you don't want to have to say, yes, and it only took me 32 gallons. So, we're going to spray. This one is not the spray. I meant to get another spray bottle.
That was hilarious.
What? It's just a stream. Ha! Got it. Fixed it. Okay. So, you're going to spray first.
Why are you spraying it, Laura?
Because it won't take as much paint because I've dampened it a little bit, because it makes the room smell really, really good, and because it softens the fabric. So it's a good thing. So we're going to spray it first.
I'm going to step back just a little bit.
I'm just going to pretend I don't care about paints. I want to be able to, for people to be able to see it.
Do you want me to put it up on something?
No, because I kind of lean it. Will you hand me that brush though?
How are your shoes doing? What brush? Like what? How can I get the...
Bend over.
Well, I know that much. I'm a little up your nose shot. Sorry about that.
That was my fault. Okay, so we sprayed it, and now we're just going to start painting, for real. That's all you're going to do. First coat is going to look a little crazy and not make you super happy. But you also have to remember, most people aren't doing this with the most expensive piece of furniture in their home.
Well, it might make them super happy. That made somebody super happy at one point.
Well, that's true. I hadn't thought about that. You're right. But...
I keep wanting to sing that song.
What song?
Joseph.
Oh, the
or Jacob, it
Technicolor
says.
Dreamcoat,
Joseph,
yeah.
the Technicolor Dreamcoat. That's it.
Very colorful little situation we got going on here.
I
So-
close my eyes.
you don't have
I
to
sound
sing.
just like him, don't I?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like being married to Donny Osmond. I love Donny Osmond.
You do love Donny
I
Osmond.
do.
You love him so much. Why didn't you marry him?
Well, he didn't ask me. We really don't want to go into any other details. Just kidding. Okay, so you're just going to paint this. That's, I mean, it's not looking exciting, but that's all we're going to do for the first coat is just paint it. And then you want to let it get good and dry. So first coat, we're just painting. After that...
Slap it on there, as we say.
Yes. After, yeah.
And I know people are commenting. It's going past so fast. Y'all have to forgive me. Laura will have to get back. What did you spray it with? I'm trying to catch them.
Oh, yeah. I can answer that.
80% fabric softener. Here.
And 20%, 80% water.
80% water, 20% fabric softener. Any fabric softener.
Yes. I personally chose Downy, but they didn't pay me to say that. So
Get
it's
one that
just
smells good.
This one smells really good, doesn't it? You like the smell, right?
I love the smell.
That's what you're going to do for first coat, okay? Then
Oh,
you're gonna
look.
let that dry.
The photographer showed up.
Then you're going to let that dry. And then, after it dries, it's going to be tricky. 'cause you can't
Oh,
show the
someone
front
asked
on.
if this is chalk paint. No, we don't.
No, but I love that question because that means it's somebody that's relatively new. No, it is not. It is resin paint. Hopefully, people are going on and answering you. Are they?
Yes.
That's awesome. Do what?
Oh, sorry. Can you use it on any type of fabric or material?
You can use it on a plethora of things. I love being able to use that word. I can't use it very often. So we're using it on this nappy fabric on this chair right here. In a minute, I'm going to switch and we're going to show you painting a chair that's velour. You can use it on that. We have painted leather. There's a leather top or vinyl top bar stool over there. And I can show you on that we painted. So yes, you can use it on all kinds of things. Now, Tom, your goal here, the trick here is don't show the front because I want to go ta-da. But I'm going to show you the side. So the side has a coat, and we're going to sand it. We're going to sand the fabric with an electric sander.
Okay, I will do it. Why are you going to sand it with an electric sander? Why would you sand fabric? Go.
So that it's softer. This takes when you... First of all, this chair has dingleberries on it anyway, little raised places, which we're not getting rid of totally. There still will be some. But when you paint a fabric, the fibers raise up, and it makes it scratchy and not super comfortable. Sanding gets rid of all of that. Takes it back down to where you can put another coat on, and it is super, super soft. It totally changes the way it feels. You can probably hear these dumb legs.
Can you hold it up for Emma.
Okay, so here we got the side, and
Yeah, you can see how rough.
you can hear how rough.
So you don't have to worry if it's this rough.
So now I'm gonna sand. Here we go. Thank you. I'm just holding so that I have something to lean on. 'Cause I'm old. I don't know if you can see it, but first of all, listen to the difference. Remember when I had my hand on it before and it was super, super scratchy? It's much softer now.
So here's where it
see
wasn't
where I
done.
didn't sand?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You
See
can
right
see
in
it.
there? You can or can't.
You can see. Oh, I rotated the phone. I'm sorry.
So you can see through here where I did not sand.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
see how it gets much softer.
It is much softer through here. Much, much
When
softer.
we're done, it'll feel just like. Like that.
Now, what I probably should have done with this chair before I started is bought one of those little lint shavers they make for clothes and done that, but we live in Millen and they don't sell those. So now we're going to put another coat on. Yeah, that was funny. Okay, so when you get the second coat on, or if you need a third, whenever you get into your last coat, it doesn't matter the first couple, but see here, look, can you see close here? Right? See how you can tell I didn't get the paint right there? You want your last coat to actually
Be smooth.
cover and be smooth in all those little cracks and crevices. I mean, it also depends on the kind of fabric you're painting, obviously. But when you get down here to the cording,
We're hurrying, so
What?
just so you know, the longer you sand it and the more exact you sand it, you can get it as soft as the
Oh, yeah,
fabric
yeah,
is
yeah. I'm
before
just
you
not
paint
taking
it,
a ton of time.
if you want to, and you can tell it won't take the paint off. What it's doing is it's getting rid of the texture underneath the paint. So that's basically what you're doing is you're sanding it to get rid of the texture. So you're taking a texture like this and you're making it into a really smooth texture. Well, it's hard to tell there. It makes it into a really smooth texture. So when you sit on it,
This one, first of all, I need to do a shout out to Tina Westbrook, who was lovely enough to drive over here and give me this chair so I could do this today. Super, super sweet. Super, super sweet. Tina, if you're listening, woohoo, thank you. But there are some pieces that are going to be more polished than other pieces. This one, no offense intended, Tina, was in pretty rough shape as far as the fabric was concerned. But that's one of the reasons it's a perfect candidate for doing this. Wait till you see when we show you the front, the finished product.
Tina, you gave us a crap chair.
No, she did not. And don't use the C word. Okay, so here we go with, now when that dries, it's going to be fabulous. So we're going to let that dry for a few minutes and move over to go ahead.
Tina Tuttle Westbrook said, "You're so welcome."
Yay,
Sorry,
she's awesome.
Tina, about your middle name. I apologize.
Okay. So
I don't
we're
have my
gonna set this
glasses
one down
on.
now and move over to the velour.
Oh, sorry. No.
All right. Velour.
I'm coming that way. I'm warning you now.
This is the chair when we got it.
Oh.
She's decorating mid-century modern, and one of the colors she's using is orange. So that's the velour when we started. Here's the front. The seat's not done, but the back is. So ready for me to turn it around? Everybody go, ta-da. Even if you're not a fan of the color sunset, you got to appreciate the fact that we can paint this and that you can make it any color you want. So here we go. Ready? Bum, 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 bum. Woohoo! Fabulous. That is one coat on the seat. So
Oh.
it does not look,
Oh.
I kept things in stages on purpose. So you can see that's one coat on the seat. This is two coats here, and we sanded in between coats. And it feels soft. It feels soft. We're going to show you, that's two coats. We're going to show you what one coat looks like on here a lot. That's two coats.
Orange, you gonna put another coat on? Ah!
I'm going to do this right here because look at that horrific damage. Emma, will you bring me the sander real quick?
Looks like everything we own in our house. It's distressed, Laura.
No. Okay. First step is 80% water, 20% fabric softener. And one more thing, Emma, will you bring me the trash can? This will sound dumb, but just roll with me.
And the question's going to get asked, do you need prep? No.
No, you don't have to prep. The trash can in that corner right there.
Okay, definitely thought you said vacuum when I was a little...
No, trash can. All right, so we did our water and fabric softener. I love the smell of that. And
Smells
now,
beautiful. I'm going to
we're
step
going to
back.
start doing our paint. Is he going to splash you?
No,
I just wanted to show you when we sanded over there. Here, move this way for me. Sorry.
Laura.
You actually are making it smooth. Look what I'm going to dump this so they can see how much. This is my first sand, so you can see there's.
That came off the chair, is what she's
Yeah,
saying.
that's what I'm saying. I can't reach the edge. Come to me forward.
You're not in the picture. I'm
Okay.
making sure I understand.
So here we go. This is not my first choice of a sander, but I'm not going to say anything about that. Just now sanded, and look at everything we got off that side.
And as we said, 180 grit if you're asking, and
180 grit, 80 grit.
80 grit. What did I say?
80. You said 180. 80 grit.
You added a
Wow.
one.
I had
Well, that makes a difference.
whew.
Makes a big difference.
And it's like when I call myself a 10, I add a 1 because really I'm a 0. But the longer you sand, the softer it will be. So if you're patient when you sand,
And if it removes
makes a
little paint,
huge
that's
difference.
okay because you're going to go back over and put another coat. Okay? Again, same thing, same principle.
I hope someone's watching from Clemson. I know Diane Pruitt is.
That's funny. This velour will do the exact same thing. We're going to sand the seat in just 1 second after. This is first coat.
I think my dad had a suit made out of that fabric, same color.
You know what? Everything comes back again. And mid-century modern is great pairing with the orange. And even if you're not a fan, the process is the same. You get your own velour chair and you paint it your own colors, and it'll be fabulous. So there's first coat going on.
She didn't say that word.
What word did I say?
Paint it your own
Paint your
color.
own color. Yeah. No, your own RTJ color. Your own one of our colors. Okay.
I was kidding.
There we go. So it's going to soak in, but you see, because we have the water on there, it's not soaking in as much as it would. I'll tell you just a minute.
Orange for the Oklahoma State University Go Pokes. I thought it was Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Okay, so
They call them
It's the
Pokes.
Dallas Cowboys.
Go
and give me
Pokies.
that extension cord so I can bring it over this way. The extension cord right there.
Downey
Right there.
20. Oh, so they're answering questions. And I'm sorry
Are
I'm
you
not
guys
answering.
answering each other? That's awesome.
First of all, I didn't bring my glasses, so I can't see them 100%. And second of all, they're flying through.
Em's bringing me the extension cord because we're going to sand the seat on this one so you can see the velour sanded.
I'm trying to see. Jamie said you should paint my velour tracksuit next week. I'm trying to figure out a color that's going to go well with my chains, my gold chains.
No.
Okay. Plug her in.
It is Cowboys or Pokes. Oh, what? I've never heard that before in my life.
Yes, you have.
A cowboy? Poke?
Yeah.
Pokes?
Yes.
Well, you may know it. I've just learned something new.
Okay, here we go.
But for now on, I shall not call them. It's the Dallas Pokes.
We're going to sand the velour now. See how smooth it looks here? That is an additional coat, but it's also because of the sanding. This is such an important step, and it's the step that freaks people out. Is sanding fabric seems strange. The difference is amazing in the way it feels. Absolutely. I wish you could feel it. You can't, but I wish you could.
You can't?
You can't. This
Wow.
is so much softer than this. So much.
You sound
So
like a
put
poke.
that extra coat on. It makes a huge difference in that shot.
Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be pokes.
It doesn't work as well, does it?
It doesn't. Don't let them big guitars and drive them old trucks.
Now, this will probably need what we call a touch-up coat after this coat. to get the little spots that soaked in more or that aren't quite even.
She said, I'd be afraid that the paint would wear off on my clothes. So
It will
here,
not.
I saw that one. It will not. You saw when we're sanding it. Once this paint is on,
It is on.
it's once it's dried, it's on. You don't have to worry.
Just don't wear
And you
something
will
dry.
never, ever have to worry about dropping a little bit of ketchup on it. You'll be fine.
This
Wipe right off.
It really won't. We've painted several chairs, several bar stools, several. We've had people that have painted couches even. I don't know if I would have the patience, but okay. The difference another coat makes is phenomenal. Okay, before we go to Da with the other chair, does anybody have any other questions? One that I have been asked before is, do I have to seal it with Tough Top? You do not have to. You can if you want to, but you do not have to. It's not essential. The paint has a little bit of a sheen to it, and it is in that fabric. There is like, if Jamie changed her mind, we'd be in serious trouble. 'Cause
This is
that's
for
not
Jamie?
coming out. Yeah, that's why she was making comments about it. Yeah. So there's no turning back once you start. So be sure you want to paint it.
Jamie,
You could change the color if you want, but this chair is now a
have
painted
you been
chair.
taking hallucinogenic?
No, we said it's mid-century modern.
It's orange.
So it's not going anywhere. So I know, right? It's gonna be super cool.
It's going to be great.
She's gonna share pictures when she gets it in its natural habitat. So, all right, Emma, what? Why are you laughing?
I'd like to see its natural habitat.
It's beautiful. Okay, so Emma, you hold the phone, but don't show.
Do you sand after each coat?
Yes, you do sand after each coat.
Yeah, every coat, and the more you sand, the softer it gets, but between every coat. What it does is when you sand, the resin becomes hardened on anything that's contoured, textured. So what you're doing is sanding out that texture, so it makes it really, really soft. Sorry.
No, that was a great question. Great answer.
Jody Dolan's getting her COVID vaccination. Good for her.
Yay! We get our second on April 13th.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Emma, you take the phone, answer any questions, and are going to put this in the wow spot. So we can go,
They said
woo,
this
it's
chair
really
will be a high-dollar chair after this.
Yes, it will.
Oh, somebody said even after the last coat.
I sand gently after the last coat. There are times when I switch to like a 120 grit sandpaper, so it's a softer sand. So I do sand after the last coat if I don't feel like it's smooth enough, but I don't do it as aggressively.
Yeah.
That was a good question too.
Yeah.
So, all right, hand Emma the phone.
Oh,
You're gonna help me move this chair.
Do I
real quick.
just show
Okay, Emma,
myself?
you don't have to show yourself. Just don't show us.
Don't
and just
share me.
Answer questions, sing a little song, provide some entertainment. Move that out of the way, please.
what about that?
Sing a little song, but Dad already filled me up.
We're gonna put the chair right there.
orange. Jamie wants her stuff Home Depot
And
orange.
don't get anything on you.
Can you do a wash on it?
Yes, you could glaze it. You could do a wash on it. Yes, you
Anything
can.
you can do
Anything
to-
you
Where's
do
the
wood, you can do
special
this.
spot?
Do what?
Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the bed. Look, look,
Show them the footboard. I'm painting with fog.
look. Okay, not fog. Fog. Isn't that insane? Are
Well,
you
the
guys
difference it
like
makes, the difference a
so
little bit paint makes. It's
Not
much
yet.
prettier painted
like
fog.
wow?
Not yet. Everybody getting excited.
Fog, not fog.
Big reveal.
Uh-huh.
After you finish painting and sanding, do you do anything else?
No, you can put Tough Top on it if you want to. It is not essential. Okay.
Look at that bed, bro. I know you
All
want to
right,
sleep
ready,
in it.
Tom?
If she gets me on that video,
I'm not getting you. Did you get me?
Grab
Yes.
Grab the video.
I'm gonna go poke on
Okay,
your
we
bottom.
ready? Here we
Please
go.
don't.
Oh wow!
Video.
Wow!
Pay
Did
attention.
not think that out.
Video.
You?
Yeah, we're doing
Oh!
it's a Thursday at 3 thing. We do it every week. All right, are you ready to see the chair? We're totally done. Remember those stripes? Remember the red? People need to say, yes, I remember the red. And then the yellow and the blue and the green and the orange and the Technicolor. Yes, anybody say, yes, I remember the before? Because it's more impressive if you remember the before.
They're
They're
talking
all
about the
talking
fog color,
fog.
how much they like it. Beth Dasher's watching. She needs to be
Hey,
working.
Beth, look right here on the side.
Beth. Bro, what?
Oh.
You want me to
Look
show?
right here on the side.
Bro.
So they see the before. Okay, there's the before.
Yes,
All right.
crazy stripes. Yes. You're
All right,
getting yeses
here we go.
now.
Here's the after. Step in front. Over here.
Show
Show the after. Oh, isn't that cute? There better be hearts. There
Two.
better be two.
You misspelled blessed.
I did not. It was a stencil.
It says blegged.
It does not. It was a stencil. It was a stencil. I'm gonna do my own video next week. I'm not including either one of y'all.
Go a little closer.
You're gonna make people sick. Hand down the phone.
I'm sorry, it was funny.
See how cute? And yes, you can glaze. Yes, you can stencil. Yes, you can wash. Yes, you can stripe. You can tape it off and put stripes on it. You can do, there are so many things you can do. Yes, this one needs some details to be finished. But, okay, here's a great example of...
Nancy Bradley said coat of many colors chair.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? So you can see the seat here, and it's kind of smooth. The paint sticks to everything. I can't get it off my fingernail. So it's pretty smooth here. You don't have to go that close. Pretty smooth here. Right here, I didn't sand as much, and you can see where I didn't sand as much. It's not as smooth through there. Right in here. So the sanding is key.
The sanding is the key.
You can see right here.
On something that has texture.
Pretty smooth right here. Look where I didn't do as much sanding. Right through here. You can totally see more of that. So it looks right now, we painted, but it looks and feels like leather. It's great. It's not going to crack. That's a question people ask. You can sit in it. We painted a piece, we painted a love seat and put it in a store when we lived in Woodstock. They actually pulled it to the common areas of the store and people sat on it all day long, and it took 2 years for there to be any cracks, and it was right where the seat and the back met, and there was a little crack there after about 2 years. So it's unbelievably durable. It will take me, by the time I finish the chair, it'll take me 2 quarts. And so if you're paying $32 for a quart, that's $64. There are fabrics that are $64 a yard that you would need to pay. And then you pay for, so it is an extremely affordable way to do this. Even if you think you're spending a little bit of money on paint, there's no way you're going to spend as much as you will spend on fabric. And unless you know how to do it yourself, the labor for somebody else to do it. And if you know how to do it yourself, there's still some pieces that just aren't worth that time and effort. But this is super cute. I'd sit there in my bedroom and jump in and read a book.
Sit in it. Model it off.
Well, there's wet everywhere.
Well, I didn't ask.
Yeah.
Sit in it.
No. So, any questions before we go?
It is okay for outdoor furniture cushions.
Yes, it is okay for outdoor furniture cushions.
Paint is outdoor, indoor.
It's UV protection, rust inhibitor. Not that fabric's going to rust, but the paint is great outside. So, any other questions? No? Are you looking, Emma?
Someone said, I noticed you renamed a product. May I say that you might consider renaming the flat top tough top? Call it satin tough top because it's definitely not.
We are working on making that flatter. It is definitely flat if you compare it to the satin, but I get what you're saying. So.
Sorry, I was confused. I was reading it because I didn't understand what it was saying.
No, it's totally okay. No, I want input and feedback. Can't make yourself any better unless you can listen to constructive criticism and input. So it's good.
Do you have to seal the paint after painting fabric?
No, I'm not going to. It has a sheen that I'm okay with. There's no reason to. It's stuck on there forever. So, no, you can tough top if you want, if it makes you feel better, if it makes you happy, if it makes the higher sheen for you, you want something a little shinier, great. Otherwise, nope, we're done. So.
How much paint does it take? That depends on what you're painting.
It does, but this chair will take me, when I'm all done, probably about 2 quarts. Which, again, is so much more affordable than anything else you can do the chair. So.
That's because a lot of it soaks in.
Well, this is one of those chairs where it's all chair. You know, there's 4 little tiny legs. Everything else is fabric. A lot of chairs that you paint have, fabric inset, and there's more wood on them.
Not crunchy. Not crunchy.
No, it's not crunchy at all, if that was a question. It's not crunchy. So.
Can you paint it again later to a darker color?
Yes, you can. Yes. You can repaint it anytime you want.
Dry time?
Dry time, if you've got a fan on it, is a couple hours because you really want it to be good and dry, and fabric takes a little bit longer than wood. But yeah. I would say a couple hours before I would sand and put the next coat on. And that's the other reason you want it really dry. You don't want to sand something wet. So, it's a good thing. What are you doing now?
Not crunchy. I had a couple people ask if it was crunchy.
Oh, it's not crunchy at all.
It's not crunchy.
It feels a lot.
Not gonna crack.
The thing I tell people is it feels like vinyl. If you've had a, if you've had a faux leather chair, that's what it feels like.
Do you see? There's not a crunchy sound, and it's not bending any way where it would crack.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's just bending like fabric.
Just bending like fabric. So, all right. Thank you so much. Show us your painted fabric or leather or pleather or velour or vinyl pieces. We would love to see what you guys have done. We did Thursday at 3 last week where we did the show us something crazier outside the box that you painted. It was one of my funnest ever because there were some awesome, hilarious things that people have painted. Things that I wouldn't even think of putting the paint on. Not that it doesn't work. It's just some creative people. Another question?
You sand between coats,
Yes.
and there is a video on painting leather furniture. Didn't you just do a leather bar stool
Yes.
or something?
And that I did not sand. The leather is soft enough, and the reason you sand is you put moisture on that fabric and the fibers raise up. That doesn't happen with leather/pleather. I sanded before I painted those stools, if you watch that video, to get some of the peely stuff off, but between the coats on the leather I don't.
They're right there.
There's no need to.
Do you only spray the water mixture before the first
Before
coat?
the first coat, yes. After that, you've got the paint on there. A lot of it really is to help soften the fabric, but it also is a lot. You don't use as much paint because you're not painting a bone dry thing that's soaking up tons of paint. So.
And then another, can you paint vinyl outdoor cushions?
Yes, you can. We painted the leather seats on our pontoon boat, which is out in the open all the time. We don't have it anymore. So Millen doesn't also does not have a lake or an ocean. Just in case you were wondering. But we painted this boat seats, and they were absolutely fabulous. They were outside all the time.
And the next question that's going to come up about that is if I do vinyl or anything outdoors, do I seal it? No, don't seal the paint if it's outdoors. The paint is made for exterior, the Tough Top is not, so the paint is more durable than the Tough Top in an outdoor situation. So don't ever seal something that's outdoors.
Any more questions? You guys are asking great questions. We're good on questions now? Yes?
If you paint outdoor cushions and they get rained on, will the rain roll off more than if left fabric?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
It turns it into vinyl.
Fabric, it's going to soak in because it's fabric. It's going to roll right off that. If I could paint all the fabric in my home, it would be a much safer place to have it rained on. So, all right.
Let's
Any
all
more
spit
questions?
on it. Improve.
No, let's not. That's great. Thank you so much for joining us. Show us what you've done. We really like seeing your creations. Thank you for your support, and happy refunking.